Hello, welcome to IGTV. This is your special look ahead to the week starting the 15th of January. And what a busy week it is shaping up to be, both on the economic front and also corporate news. Of course, the corporates punctuated by the banks. We'll get to that in a moment. But we also have full-year GDP out of Germany and Eurozone trade and industrial output figures early on in the week. Then a little later on, look out for consumer confidence numbers. This is the Westpac ones out of Australia, unemployment numbers from the UK, and the ZEW from Germany as well. Also, manufacturing data out the US might be interesting given the hotter than expected CPI number that we had, and also a robust reading of the US labor market so far. Then look out for Q4 GDP numbers. This is the growth rate out of China. From the UK, the one to look out for, CPI, of course, and producer price index data as well, along with the retail price index too. Busy day there, busy session for sterling. And a little later on, Australia is out with its jobless rate late in the week, and the US also announces initial jobless claims, and EIA crude oil inventories will be the one to watch, given there's so much volatility in the oil space at the moment, especially as we're watching what's happening in the Red Sea. Now, further along, we'll also get consumer price index numbers out of Japan, PPI from Germany, retail sales from the UK, and the Michigan consumer sentiment is the key one to look out for out of the US on that day. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it's also going to be a very busy earnings week. We've got Page Group. This is the hiring company out with a Q4 trading statement. A little later on in the week, look out for Ocado, Rio Tinto, and of course, the big one out of the US banking sector, Goldman Sachs, out with its Q4. And then we've got Just Eat Takeaway and Alcoa out with Q4 trading and earnings as well. Alcoa, the big one out of the mining sector. What it says tends to set the tone for mining. And look out for Dunelm Curries and also Flutter Entertainment. And finally, look out for Deliveroo. This is in the digital order space, Q4 trading numbers there, and Schlumberger out with Q4 earnings. Now we're joined now by our very own Anthony Batista out of Chicago from Tasty Live, which is part of IG Group. Really quick question, given we've got these earnings trickling out right now from Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan also now coming out with numbers. It's looking like it's the outlook that might be driving this for the coming earnings season, or do you think there'll be other factors to watch out for?
Yeah, the bank stocks had a great Q4 last year in 2023, hoping to carry that into 2024. I think the numbers are going to be great just because the market has been very, very strong at the end of 2023. I think the thing you're going to have to key on is the guidance that all these CEOs talk about. If they can continue with that type of business moving forward, interest rates are seen to tick up here in the U.S. for the next quarter, 2 or 3. Going into an election year, I find that a little bit odd. So maybe interest rates won't be as volatile as they think, and maybe banking stocks can maybe go a little sideways and hold on to these gains.
As you rightly say, we've got this US election, but it's not just the US election. I believe about 40 elections happening this year. And yes. Meanwhile, everyone's counting down to that expected Fed rate cut. And of course, the timing of that will be key. At the same time, we're seeing oil's up, gold's up, a lot of geopolitics there. How much is this going to sort of be front and center of investors' minds, and how will this drive the market?
Yeah, it's interesting because you've got different signals. You've got gold rallying, you have oil rallying, you even had bonds rallying, which would be counterproductive to the other two. It's an interesting time to trade. You've got volatility, although extremely low, starting to level off a little bit also. So I think you're going to have a nice little tug of war here in the overall market. I think you can have a lot of opportunity on both sides of the market.
And speaking of opportunity, I've been watching the Dow, and it seems to confound everyone. It seems on a technical basis, it's a sprung coil that keeps gaining momentum. What are the levels you're looking out for your side?
Crazy Thursday, we made new 2024 highs only to, sell off later in the day and continue that sell off into Thursday afternoon. Wow, it's just a crazy market. People are looking for a little bit of a breakout in the Dow here. Seems to be the way it is with the numbers. I'm a little bit more. I think the market's be a little bit more copacetic. I think I'm looking for sideways action.
Thank you very much, Matt there from Tasty Life, looking for a bit of sideways action from the Dow. We'll check in with you on that next week. Thank you so much for joining us. And that's your special look ahead to the week starting the 15th of January. This is IGTV.